Global royal obsession. Princess Leonor 2025 lavished wedding inspires new bridal dreams. They said the age of fairy tales was over. That modern love had no place for castles, crowns, or centuries-old vows whispered under vaulted ceilings. Yet, in 2025, the world stopped. Not for a scandal, not for a crisis, but for a wedding. A royal wedding that reignited the world's imagination. Because when Princess Leonor of Spain walked down the aisle in Copenhagen, the planet remembered what romance used to feel like. Unexpected, emotional, eternal. And yet, here's the contradiction. This wasn't just another royal celebration. It was the moment a future queen became the beating heart of a global dream. Leonor's wedding didn't just unite two royal houses, it awakened millions of ordinary people who, for a few fleeting hours, believed in something magical again. But what truly happened behind those palace doors? Why did this marriage touch so many, from Madrid to Melbourne? And what secrets of the modern monarchy are still hidden behind those tears of joy? The scene opens under a silver Nordic sky. The bells of Copenhagen's Holmen Church ring softly as a royal convoy winds through cobbled streets. The Spanish flag waves next to Denmark's red and white cross. Inside the church, candlelight flickers over faces both young and old, touched by history. Leonor stands at the entrance, poised, radiant, but unmistakably human. Her gown is a masterpiece of Spanish silk, hand-stitched with symbols of Asturias, wildflowers, olive branches, and tiny stars representing unity between North and South. Designed not for extravagance, but for meaning. As the music swells, she walks slowly toward her future, Crown Prince Christian of Denmark waiting at the altar, his expression a blend of awe and quiet devotion. Two nations hold their breath. The firstborn heirs of Spain and Denmark, joining hearts and legacies in one timeless promise. It's more than love, it's the binding of centuries, a symbol of endurance in an age of impermanence. And yet, behind the beauty lies tension. In Spain, voices whisper. Is Leonor ready? Can she carry the weight of a crown that has both blessed and burdened generations before her? Queen Letizia watches from the first row, her eyes shimmering with pride, and the private ache only a mother could feel. King Felipe, stoic as ever, clutches his cufflinks a little too tightly, remembering his own wedding 2 decades ago, when the world's scrutiny felt just as heavy. Outside, millions watch live broadcasts. Young brides-to-be pause mid-scroll, captivated not by diamonds or titles, but by the way Leonor looks at her husband, as if nothing else exists. Wedding planners across Europe note every detail, the floral simplicity, the musical choices, the restrained elegance. Bridal designers rush to sketch the Leonor effect, predicting it will define wedding fashion for the next decade. Lace sleeves, modest necklines, grace over glamour. But beneath the global admiration, something deeper stirs. The question no one dares to ask aloud: what does this wedding mean for the future of monarchy itself? In a world demanding transparency, where tradition often collides with progress, Leonor represents a bridge. A woman raised to rule, yet grounded in empathy. Her wedding is not merely about lineage, it's about leadership through love. The vows echo through the church. Her voice trembles slightly as she speaks in Spanish, then switches to Danish, blending two cultures into one promise. The audience feels it, a raw sincerity that cuts through the formality. Even the stoic royals of Europe blink back tears. When the archbishop blesses their union, the cameras capture not just a kiss, but a shift in history. For the first time, the story of European royalty feels human again. After the ceremony, the procession moves through Copenhagen's Royal Square. Crowds cheer, some waving Spanish flags, others holding handwritten notes: Gracias, Leonor. Viva el amor real. People cry openly, not because they know her personally, but because she represents something rare: hope that grace and responsibility can coexist. The Spanish streets explode with celebration. Elderly women in Asturias gather around small TVs, whispering prayers. Young girls post online, dreaming of their own princessa moment. The monarchy, once questioned, now feels alive again through the pulse of emotion. But in private, within the gilded halls of Amalienborg Palace, Leonor and Christian share their first quiet moment as husband and wife. No cameras, no crowd, just two souls sitting on the edge of a centuries-old bed, laughing softly at how surreal it all feels. He tells her she looked fearless. She admits she almost fainted before the aisle. They talk about the weight of the crown, and how love might make it bearable. It's the kind of honesty the public never sees, but always senses. As night falls, the royal banquet unfolds in splendor. Crystal chandeliers mirror the sparkle of new beginnings. The King of Spain raises a glass, his voice breaking mid-toast as he says, "Today, Spain did not lose a daughter, we gained a future." The room erupts in applause. Denmark's Queen Mary embraces Letizia, whispering something that makes them both tear up. It's unity, of families, of futures, of nations learning to love again through their children. Outside, the city lights glow gold. Crowds sing, lovers kiss, and somewhere, a young designer in Madrid pins a new wedding sketch on her wall, inspired by a princess who proved that simplicity can be strength. A journalist in London begins typing an article titled, "The Leonor Phenomenon: How One Princess Redefined Modern Royalty." Even in New York, bridal boutiques prepare to showcase the Spanish touch, the elegance of meaning over material. But the story doesn't end at the wedding. It only begins. Leonor's marriage marks a transition, a young woman stepping into global leadership, balancing the tenderness of love with the discipline of duty. The media will follow her every gesture, every decision. Yet, her greatest strength may be the quiet conviction that she can be both queen and human, without compromise. As the camera fades from the final dance, we return to the question that started it all: why did this wedding capture the world's heart? Perhaps because, for once, it wasn't about fantasy. It was about authenticity dressed in silk and crowned with sincerity. In a world that often forgets how to believe, Leonor reminded us that even in the highest towers, love is what makes royalty real. The story of Princess Leonor's wedding is not merely royal history, it's human history. It's a mirror reflecting our longing for meaning, grace, and connection. And somewhere, in the echo of those wedding bells, millions quietly whisper the same truth: love, when pure, purposeful, and fearless, can still move the world.